Alrighty, friends. I would like to call this meeting of the RSA General Assembly to order. It is 7:03 on Thursday, March 11th, and our first order of business for tonight is to call roll to establish quorum. Madam President, can you please call roll and get our friends all counted up?
I absolutely can. I would also like to point out that you called me Madam President, which is really fun, and we're going to keep that. Hi, everybody. My name is Avigna. I serve as the Vice President for the Resident Student Association. Welcome to all of you. Before we get started, Ryan mentioned that we're going to call roll to establish quorum. So I just want to explain, since this is the first meeting, what that is. So every meeting like this that we have every Thursday, we're going to establish a quorum. So for context, what quorum is, it just means the minimum number of representatives that we need in these General Assembly meetings in order to consider any official business and activities that we discuss as valid. So for us and our business, that would be a 2/3 majority. And this is like just important for when we are voting on something like an amendment, which will happen in future meetings. But even when we aren't, like today, we just like to go through an official roll call at the beginning of every meeting just to put it into practice. So as you see on the screen, when I call the name of your cab, your lead representative should say here, followed by the number of voting members that are present for your cab. So in other words, the lead representative might typically be the president. If you don't have that position filled, or if your president is not in attendance tonight, another member of your cab can say here, and then state how many members of your cab are present in the meeting today. Once you've done that, state your answer to our fun attendance question. We'll have something like this every single week. So this week is, if your cab was a fictional character, which character would you be? So I know that was a lot, so we're gonna do a quick example. I'm gonna pick on Ryan and pretend he's from Lane Thompson Smythe. So let's pretend I just called Lane Thompson Smythe for a roll call.
Here we have one member present, i.e. myself. And if our cab was a fictional character, we would be Barney.
Okay. And then independence, and so on and so forth. And I'll go through the list of cabs. Sound okay? All right. So let's try this out. I'm now going to officially call the roll, starting with George Reed and Ray Street. Anyone from George Reed, Ray Street? Okay, North Central. Going once, twice. South Central. Okay, Reading and Gilbert.
Wait, South Central.
Okay, no worries, go for it.
Yeah, so here, and I think everyone's actually here. Let me check the participants tab though. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone's here. So wait, what was the question for the fun fact thing? Wait, what was it?
So the question for the fun fact is, if your cab was a fictional character, which character would you be? Oh,
I'm just gonna say Iron Man.
Okay, sounds good.
Better than Barney.
Iron Man would cream Barney, but I don't know why Ryan picked Barney. It's just funny. Okay, perfect. Thank you, South Central. We'll move on to Reading and Gilbert.
Here, one member present, and if we were a fictional character, we would be Luke Skywalker.
Nice. All right, Russell?
It looks like it's just me here. Sorry, I came in a few minutes late. If I was a fictional character, let's see. Good question. I'll just go with Iron Man.
Okay, sounds good. We got two Iron Men here. And then Lane Thompson Smythe.
We're here. We have 3 people. And if we were a fictional character, I feel like we would be Cinderella because we're really balling out in the bottom of the castle right now, but we're gonna rise to royalty here.
I love that. Awesome. All right. Just because it's on our list, are there any officers from the Campus Development Committee on the call? If so, please introduce yourself. Okay. Any members from CAB that I didn't address? We're here. Okay. Do we want to do executive board? Executive board, what fictional character would we be?
Brian Bob. Barney.
Well, Barney was from the example. We can stay Barney if you'd like.
No.
What about the end of meetings? Is there any reason this meeting should not be adjourned? Friendship, it's SpongeBob. We got to be SpongeBob.
Okay, we can be SpongeBob. All right, so there are 4 cabs here with representatives present, so a quorum has been established, and I will yield the floor to Ryan.
Awesome, thanks, Abby. Another thing we do at the beginning of our meetings, you guys might have heard from your RSA mentor or your advisor, is that we have money available for students to use on our campus. So one of the first things that we do after taking roll at the beginning of every meeting is we update you guys on how much money is in our programming and advocacy grant budgets. So before we jump into the rest of the meeting, I'm going to throw it over to our Director of Finance and Director of Advocacy to update everybody on how much money we have available in our grants, starting with TJ.
All right. There are currently no programming grants pending, and we currently have $1,900 for all of our CAB members to use. And I will yield to the Director of Advocacy.
All right. There are no student advocacy grants pending, and we currently have $1,000 for residents to use for a student advocacy grant.
Awesome. Thank you guys both very much for updating everybody. We're going to jump into just some Zoom etiquette real fast before starting our official meeting with an energizer. We're going to give an overview of RSA and then do some positional breakouts at the very end. So just for the meeting today, keep your audio muted unless you're being called upon or unless we're doing something collaborative. We'd love to see all of your smiling faces. So if you can keep your cameras on or turn them on, we would greatly appreciate it. But if not, that's understandable. We do this weird thing in RSA where if we want to speak, we throw an X in the chat. So if y'all have something you want to say or you have a question at any point in time, you can feel free to throw an X in the chat and I'll be monitoring it all the time. So if I see an X, I'll call on you. We also do another fun thing where if somebody says something that's like really awesome or like funny, we do this thing called snaps. So you can throw % signs in the chat to like recognize someone for something really awesome that they said or something funny. Any questions about that? Cool. We're going to jump into a fun energizer right now, which is going to hopefully get us up and out of our seats and doing some moving around just to kick off the start of our meeting. So we're going to do this game called Mr. and Mrs. Wright. Essentially, I'm going to read a story. And whenever I say the word right, what I want you to do is run off to your right. And whenever I say the word left, you're going to run off to your left. So everybody get up out of your chairs. Change the view so I can see everybody. All right. So I'm going to read you guys a story. And just to preface this again, whenever I say right, you're going to jump to your right, which probably looks like left because my screen's mirrored. And whenever I say left, you're going to jump to your left. All right, everybody? Cool. Let's go. All right, I'm going to sit down because I can't possibly do this standing up. I'd like to tell you a story about Mr. and Mrs. Wright. One evening, they were baking cookies and Mrs. Wright suddenly called out, "Oh, no, there's no flour left." You will need to go to the store right now. I can't believe you forgot to check the pantry, grumbled Mr. Wright. It will only take 20 minutes if you come right back. Go to the first corner of 2nd and 1st Street and turn left at the stop sign. Then go to 43rd Street and turn right. And the shop will be on your left, declared Mrs. Wright, as her husband left the house. Mr. Wright found the store and asked the assistant where he could find the flour. The assistant pointed and said, go to aisle 4 and turn left. The flour and sugar will be on your left. Mr. Wright made his purchase and walked right out the door. He turned left, but he couldn't remember where he had left his car. Suddenly, he had remembered that he had driven Mrs. Wright's car and that his car was in the driveway at home, right where he had left it. He finally found the right car, opened the boot, and put the flour right inside. Eventually, a weary Mrs. Wright found his way home. Mrs. Wright had been waiting impatiently. I thought you would be right back, she said. I left all the cookie ingredients on the kitchen counter and the cats got into the milk. You'll just have to go right back to the shop again. Mr. Wright sighed. He had no energy left. I am going right to bed, he said, and left Mrs. Wright standing in the kitchen. All right, and that's our Energizer for today. Hopefully that was fun. Hopefully you guys aren't too out of breath. There was a lot of moving around. See, some of you guys are wearing masks. That must be intense. All right, so we're gonna do, Energizers, icebreakers at the beginning of our meetings as well, just to get everybody energized, and oftentimes they'll also be somewhat collaborative and social as well. So you guys will have a chance to get to know one another over the course of this semester. All right, so as I said, the agenda for today, we're gonna talk a little bit about RSA and just give you guys a intro of what you've gotten yourself into by joining CABS. And then we're going to do positional breakouts. So as you guys know, right, there's 3 primary positions on CAB: President, VP of Advocacy, and VP of Operations. So we're going to do some fun positional trainings with you guys in groups, so you have a chance to get to know members of other CABs across campus. Alrighty, so let's move into just an overview of RSA. A lot of you guys have probably seen this slide before. We include it in every presentation. But just for those of you who do not know, RSA, we are the Resident Student Association. We are a student government organization that represents all students on UD's campus. We are one of the oldest and largest student organizations on UD's campus. Does anybody know when we were founded? I say this a lot, so I don't know if anybody has it in their mind. Victoria, when were we founded?
1972, technically. We kind of existed before that. It's complicated.
1972. So we've been around for almost 50 years, which is exciting. And our mission as an organization is to cultivate an engaging, diverse, rewarding, and inclusive campus experience for all students. And you guys are really, core part of that as members of community advocacy boards. So we do a lot on campus. We support programming and advocacy work. And then we also mentor the community advocacy board and neighborhood empowerment team programs. So just kind of showing what this looks like, right? It's the university is obviously, oversees everything. And then our executive board works with students in CABS and community and the campus development committee, which is an RSA thing. We also work with members of NET. So you're going to see a lot of us over the course of this semester, and you'll all have the opportunity to work one-on-one with a member of our executive board who will serve as your RSA mentor for your community advocacy board. We don't have time to introduce everybody on the team, but I just wanted to give you guys a chance to just put names to faces a little bit with our executive board. During our breakout sessions, we're going to have a chance to sort of meet everybody and get to know each other a little bit better. But just as a background, we have a 9-member executive board that leads this team. They're all on the call today, and I'm really excited for you guys to get the chance to work with them this semester. So here are some of their faces and some of their names, and you'll have the chance to get to know everybody a little bit later during our breakout sessions. We do this really cool thing called office hours. So if you guys are working on an initiative or you're looking for guidance with any of the projects that you're working on as a member of CAB, RSA, we host office hours every week in Perkins Student Center, which for a lot of you guys is like relatively close if you're a freshman like living on East Campus. We host hours that are both virtual and in person. So as you can see on the chart here, we host hours basically every single day. If you're looking for support with the project that you're working on, or you just want to get to know us better, we're fun people. We're an island of misfit toys, as I like to say. It's a really good opportunity to get support and to get to know us a little bit better. So those are our hours. If you want to drop in, the Zoom code is linked at the top here. And all of this is accessible on our website and our social media, which I'll share at the end. So we're all here gathered together, right? RSA Executive Board, members of CAB, maybe some of your advisors. You know, what is the purpose of this space and why are we gathered, you know, here together? So RSA, basically on a weekly basis, we host what are referred to as General Assembly meetings. The purpose of these meetings is to provide a collaborative space for CAB students, CAB officers across campus to be able to work with one another on projects and initiatives, and to liaise with RSA to get resources and support. So this semester, our General Assembly meetings are going to be on Thursdays from 7 to 8 p.m. on this Zoom code. So the code doesn't change. It's going to be the same every week. And what we're looking for is for your whole board to attend our weekly meetings so that you can get to know other members of CABs across campus and work together on projects and initiatives. There are a lot of benefits to coming to meetings. We host workshops a lot. We have guest speakers from across campus who come to share their experiences and their all the happenings that are happening behind the scenes on campus. And as I said, the meetings are a good opportunity to collaborate. There are some other core reasons to get involved as well. Friendship being the number one sort of like reason to join, which Victoria mentioned earlier. Everybody on the executive board, I'm close with all of them, and I've made a lot of friends over the course of my years at UD directly through participating in a community advocacy board when I was a freshman. All of us on the executive board have participated in a community advocacy board at some point in time throughout our college career. So, it's a really good opportunity to meet people. It's really hard to meet people, right now, as you guys, well know. So this is a really good chance for you guys to get started with leadership on our campus and make a lot of friends at the same time. We'll talk about it in the breakout sessions that we have, but RSA is basically a resource for you guys. As you might know, your individual CABs have budgets of $125 a piece. So you guys have some money to work with. But as TJ and Sai mentioned at the beginning of the meeting tonight, we have about $3,000 that we set aside from our annual budget for you guys to use. So if you're looking to work on an initiative that's larger, or you need more resources from RSA, you need advertising or just advice with planning a program or an advocacy initiative, that's why we're here and we have those resources for you. And then finally, new experiences. Fun fact, there are 400 RSA chapters throughout the United States. So we are not alone in this in any way, shape, or form. Every single major college and university has an RSA chapter. So it's really similar to joining a fraternity or a sorority before leadership in the residence hall spaces. So we attend conferences on an annual basis with students across the country. So getting involved sort of at the ground floor campus level now is a really great experience to continue to meet people and learn new things. So lots of good reasons to get involved with RSA and to attend our weekly meetings. We have a very fun semester planned for you guys. So we're looking forward to seeing all of your smiling faces again, week after week throughout this semester. Any questions, just because I know that was a lot of information that I just shared. If you have questions, you can feel free to throw an X in the chat. Cool. Just wanted to share with you guys some upcoming events that are happening just over the next couple weeks. So the month of March is Campus Residence Hall month. So we host a variety of activities throughout the month of March as a result. Tomorrow night from 5 to 6 p.m., we are doing a virtual escape room event. So if you guys are looking to meet other CAB members, you want to engage more with the executive board, or you're just looking for a study break, I know like midterms are coming up. It's a really stressful time. We're doing an escape room tomorrow night, and the details are on the screen. We have our next General Assembly meeting next Thursday on the 18th from 7 to 8 p.m., which is a programming workshop. So that's going to be a great experience for you guys to, begin developing that set of skills that's going to help you be successful in the work that you do in your halls. So make sure to like mark down Thursdays for the rest of the semester on your calendar. And then finally on next Friday, the 19th, we're going to be doing a paint night. Sci is going to host a paint night virtually with all of us. So you can sign up by going to bit.ly/CRHM paint. It'll also be on the same Zoom code. We're going to basically give out paint supplies to each residence hall, and you guys will be able to pick them up there. So be sure to sign up for those events if you are interested and you want to get to know us a little bit better and meet some of your other CAB members. It's very exciting. Abby, do you want to share just like a little update about end of year banquet?
Yes, of course. Hi again, it's Abigna. So this is something that's not happening in the next couple of weeks because that would be very scary for me. But I do want to take a moment to tell you about what end of year banquet is. So essentially, this event is a collaboration between us and our sister organization, which is the National Residence Hall Honorary. It's just a formal celebration at the end of the year for everything that we and our members accomplished over the past year. And it's also an opportunity for us to recognize each other and our members with awards and all your hard work. So that is happening on Saturday, May 15th from 6 to 8 p.m. The date has already been set. As members of RSA, all of you are invited to this and you are highly encouraged to attend. There are, of course, a lot of like minute details to square away internally. So over the coming weeks, more information will be coming out about it periodically so that you all are informed. But for the time being, we just wanted to share with you the date and time so that you can save it into your calendars. Because it's super important that all of you are there to celebrate with us. So block out that date and time if you can. Yeah.
The hope is too, if COVID improves, that we will be able to host end of year banquet in person, which would be really, really exciting. We get a lot of good food. We bring a lot of great like guest speakers. So as Abby said, like mark that down on your calendar now, because if we're able to do it in person, it's probably going to be the best event that anyone has been to over the past year. So very exciting. And Abby is working very, very hard on it. Thank you, Abby. Alrighty. This is also another popular slide that y'all might have seen. Follow us. We push out a lot of updates on our social media. We are especially active on Instagram. So follow us at UDEL RSA on Instagram, Twitter, and on Facebook. As I mentioned, our website is also a really key resource that we utilize both to share information with you guys, but then also for y'all to share information with the campus. We have individual web pages set up for each one of your community advocacy boards. So if you're looking for a place to like host content and share resources with your communities, we'd be happy to put any content that you guys create up on our site for you guys. So that's a really strong resource that we also want to share. So yeah, be sure to follow us. We're a fun time. And if you do follow us over the next couple days, we will put together some swag bags for y'all and we'll feature you on our page. So look out for that. And yeah. All right. This is a slide that I added in the last second because I almost forgot about it. We do another fun thing at RSA. At the end of every meeting, we recognize a CAB for their efforts that they've been sort of working on in advocacy or programming over the past couple weeks. We're kind of in our first week, so it's kind of hard to like quantify like how y'all are doing. But I would like just for this first week to pass off Baby Blue to Lane, Thompson, and Smythe. I sat in on their retreat, and they already have an advocacy initiative that they're looking to plan. So I will deliver this to Katie. This is Baby Blue. And every week we're going to pass Baby Blue around to another community advocacy board. So Lane, Thompson, Smythe will have the opportunity to pass around Baby Blue next week. We ask that once you get Baby Blue, you send us a picture of you posing with them. So I will share this out to Katie, or one of your members will get in contact. And yeah, awesome job today at the retreat. It was really nice meeting all of you guys. All right. It is breakout time. So as I mentioned at the very beginning of the meeting, we are going to do some positional breakouts where you're going to have the chance to meet some of your other presidents, VPs of advocacy, and VPs of operations, and get just like the lowdown on responsibilities for this year, some advice from all of us, because we've served in a lot of these positions over our years, and have a little bit of fun. So I'm going to open up 2 breakout rooms. The presidents are going to stay in the main room with me and Connor. And then VPs of advocacy are going to go with Cy, Victoria, and Nick. And then VPs of operations are going to go with Griffin, TJ, Roxana, and Abby. So I'm going to make 2 breakout rooms and open them. Just give me 1 second in the meantime. All righty. Everybody set? Breakout rooms are now open. You should be able to self-assign yourself to them right now. Did everybody get a message? Awesome. Bye, guys. Have fun.